Introducing the Sink Drop-In Side Burner I-Spin Cutout Kit. We offer two sizes, a small and a large. The small size kit comes with a 24-inch wide tube for behind the appliance, 2 CTTs, and 6 of our famous one-way couplers. The large size kit comes with a 36-inch wide tube, so that way it'll fit all appliances up to a 36-inch wide cutout kit with your 2 CTTs and your 6 one-way couplers. Let's show how to install it. For this example, we're going to be installing a drop-in I-Spin with an 18-inch wide cutout. Now we're going to go ahead and decide, where do we want to position the I-Spin? Do we want it all the way on the end? Do we want it centered here? We've decided to go ahead and kind of center it in this space. If you were going to put it all the way to the end, then you would go ahead, this CTT would actually be the left side of I-Spin, and you would just install one CTT for the right side of I-Spin, and you would have an extra CTT that came with the kit left over that you could use somewhere else. But for this one, we're going to use all the parts of the kit. So we go ahead and we measure here our first line where we want, and we measured out 18 inches for our cutout. Now don't forget to add some wiggle room, so we'll probably make it 18.5 inches. And we actually write on the frame I-Spin. I like to go and mark all of my cutouts on the steel frame before I start any installation, just to make sure everything fits and is nicely spaced. It's really a good tip, and that's what the pros do. Now we'll go ahead and take our 24-inch tube and go cut it down to the 18.5-inch width. So we go ahead and take our tape measure, and we're measuring over to the left side. And we're going to get 12.25 inches for our example. So now we'll go ahead and take the tape measure to the back, and we're going to set this tube at 12.25 inches to match the front. Just like that. Now we clamp it in place. And now we can go ahead and screw this one in. So now we'll go ahead and remove the clamps, and then we can put in the screw on the other side of the one-ways. Make sure when you screw this in, just like he did here, it's nice and flush. You wouldn't want this sticking up into your cement board. And now we'll go ahead and put in the last screw here. So we're taking our CTT, identified with blue paint, and we put in our one-way couplers, and we're going to clamp it to the front here to that mark. And then we'll go ahead and clamp the back. We'll just try to eye it and make it as level as we, as square as we can here. Okay, and now we'll take our tape measure, and we'll measure off of this one that we know is perfectly square from the inside here. And we'll go over 18.5 inches, and we'll hammer this one back and forth until it's perfectly 18.5 on the front and then 18.5 in the back. And once we have it, then we'll screw it in. We have the measuring tape up against the inside of the cutout here over to this side. And now we're going to take our hammer and tap it to 18.5. And you can see it slides even with this clamp on. It's really a good system. And then we'll duplicate that in the back and screw it in. For this example, our I-Spin has a 14-inch depth cutout. We add our 1/2 inch of wiggle room for a total of 14.5 inches, and we measure from the inside of frame out to 14.5 and make a mark. And then we'll go ahead and repeat and make a mark on the other side so that we know where to position our behind the I-Spin tube. So now we're going to slip our one-ways into that behind the I-Spin tube that we cut. It's the same for the drop-in side burner or sink. And now we'll go ahead and we'll clamp that into position behind those marks that we made. Perfect. Now we'll go ahead and take the tape measure, and we're gonna make sure one last time from the inside of here to the inside of there that this is set 14.5 inches on the left side and 14.5 inches on the right side so that we know it's perfectly square. Now we have completed our cutout kit for our drop-in ice bin, or this could have been a drop-in side burner, or it could have been a drop-in sink. Anything up to 24-inch wide will work with this kit. Now notice that this kit only came with one tube for behind the drop-in ice bin or side burner, because we're gonna have the front of it supported on the front of the frame, because we wanted it close up to the front. But sometimes maybe you want to have this item located in the center, like it's a drop-in ice bin or something centered here. You would have to buy an extra CTT that comes with one-way couplers, and you would go ahead and install an extra piece of framing on the front here, just like you did behind it, to support it. You always have to have the cement board supported on the edges, otherwise cement board gonna break off. That's why this extra framing is very important to support the cement board. It's this easy with this tube system. Don't forget, when you have a drop-in ice bin or a sink, you're going to need to install a door on the front side here to access the plumbing for sink, or if it's a drop-in ice bin, maybe you have to have a bucket there to catch the water when the ice melts to drain down the bottom. So don't forget your door in the front here.